So I'm going to actually do two links because we're going to be using the same shape. We're going to be looking at the surface area of a sphere and then also finding the volume of a sphere. So in class, I showed you guys that the formula for the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So I'm going to write that down here. The surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Now in this link, it's going to ask you to approximate pi using 3.14. So make sure you're doing that. Otherwise, you're going to get the incorrect answers. For in this one, they're giving us a radius of 61 yards. So I'm going to type in 4 times the approximation for pi times 61 squared. Excuse me. So you're going to use your calculator. Got my calculator here. And make sure when you do this that you don't forget to square the radius. So we have 4 times 3.14 times 61 squared. All right, so approximately 46,735.76. Let's look at the instructions. It says to round to the nearest hundredth, and actually in this calculation that I found, that is the hundredth place, so I'm just going to copy this down as it is, no rounding necessary. So 46,735.76. Now you don't have to type in the units because they'll be there already, but this is going to be squared yards based on that unit. And let's do number 2. Now number 2 I chose for a couple of reasons. It doesn't have a figure, so I'm going to go into a figure, and it's giving us the diameter, which is 8 centimeters. But you know in my formula, right, which is 4 pi r squared to find the surface area, I want the radius. So I'm going to cut this in half, right, and think about what is the radius, which would be 4 centimeters. So that's my radius. So make sure you're always on the lookout for, are they giving me the diameter or are they giving me the radius? So in this case, I need to square 4 for my radius. So going to my calculator, I have 4 times 3.14 times 4 squared, which is 200.96. The units for this one is going to be squared centimeters. Okay, so that's it for finding the surface area. Again, just be on the lookout when they're giving you the diameter, that that's not the number you'll be plugging in. Let's switch to the next link in your packet, which is looking at the volume of spheres. So the volume of spheres for that formula is 4/3 pi r cubed. So 4/3 pi r cubed. So in this one, again, they're giving me the radius of 5 feet. So plugging into my formula using the approximation for pi, and then my radius is 5 cubed. So going to my calculator, I have 4/3. Let's see if I can get this to happen. Nice. So 4/3 times pi times 5 cubed, which gives me 523.3 repeating. And it does say to round to the nearest hundredth. So 523.3 repeating is going to be 0.33. My units will be cubic feet. So cubic feet there. Okay, let's do another one. Again, this one is giving you the diameter of 20 millimeters. So I'm going to find the radius, which is going to be half of that, or 10 millimeters. So that's my radius. So volume equals 4/3 times the approximation for pi times my radius cubed. So replacing that in my calculator with a 10 gives me 4186.6 repeating. So 4,186.6 repeating. But because we're rounding to the nearest hundredth, right, if I write 0.6, many sixes, I'm looking at the number after the hundredths place, which is that 6, which is going to take the number in the hundredths and round it, in this case, up to a 7. So 0.67 cubic millimeters. All right, so that is it for finding the surface area and the volume. Good luck.